Can I mobile hotspot it? How am I looking? Oh, things are freezing a little bit. Am I freezing a little bit, Jennifer? Oh, can you hear me okay? I was asking if I was freezing or if I'm okay.
It's not freezing, but the video's a little choppy.
Okay, yeah. So there's some renovations happening at my gym and the Wi-Fi is off, so I didn't expect that. So yeah, so we're gonna make it work how we can, I guess, today. Yes. Oh, darn. So they gave away my dumbbells. Okay. Well,
Oh, no.
yeah. So I was not expecting all this. I just came back from Miami. I'll
Shoot.
have to find out what happened to them. So we don't have any equipment here today. I want to ask you guys what you want to focus on today, since today is the beginning of the new year. We're gonna ad-lib it. We can actually still make this productive and just focus on like a lot of wrestling techniques, which I think is gonna be useful for you both. And you won't really need a dummy. It's gonna be a lot of footwork and you're still gonna get like your heart rate up. So, which camera am I talking to? Let me do this. And yeah, so Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Your friend is here.
Second session of the year. I see Miko is in the workout as well as usual, as is per the usual. So yeah, we're gonna get it started. And let me just do a check-in. Tell me, you guys, what your goals are for the year so far as your training is concerned. What are some positives and challenges that you experienced in 2020, and going forward in 2021, what is something that you guys want to get out of the year? So I'll start with you, Jennifer.
I think my primary goals are not actually exercise related in so much as it is that I need to get my work-life balance actually in balance so that I can make it to the exercise things that I actually, ideally would. So yeah, it's more about a time balance situation for me.
Time management, that's huge. Yeah. Let me change my audio. I'm going to talk to the other camera. Okay. Yeah. No, time management is huge. So it's something that I know for me, I think 2020 was a huge time management. Like I was always talking time management, because I never felt like I had enough time to work out, focus on my business goals, focus on my personal life. So I think once you find your routine, that will help you get your time managed in the most productive way for you, everything in your life will fall into place. So those are some really great things. What is something from 2020, Jennifer, that was challenging for you, and something that was either, it doesn't have to be the same, you can be like something you overcame with that challenge, or just an overall learning lesson from 2020 that you got?
I guess the challenge would be just figuring out how to exercise productively, not at a gym. So getting used to, just training in my own home or going outside and, actually running again, which I don't particularly like doing.
I feel that. Nice. All right. And something that overall learning lesson for you for 2020.
I guess just being intentional, because I feel like because usually I plan forward, doesn't fall under intentional for me. That's just automatic. Like there's a certain amount that I can get through winging because I automatically plan forward. But this COVID thing has been almost a year long by now. So it really wasn't until about 2 months in when I realized to have my best life, I have to be more intentional about setting up routines and whatnot.
Those are amazing. Yay, snaps for Jennifer. Okay, Michelle, for you, what is something that you're looking to accomplish or you're looking forward to in 2021? Something from 2020 that was challenging, and then the overall learning lesson from the year, last year.
2021, I think kind of as Jen mentioned, like looking at this trajectory and just like planning ahead and kind of getting the mindset for we can do this, but it's going to be different. And how can I use this as sort of in my training journey as a mixed martial artist? As Jeet Kune Do is my base. Is like, you know, we adapt and we learn to take the situation and train differently. So if it's running up and down stairs outside, you know, doing something like meeting with you all, you know, being accountable to each other on Zoom, and just it's going to be a new training mindset. And how do we be creative? So I think I just want to keep that trajectory. 2020 for a struggle for me was like muscle strength and muscle health and diet, and trying to figure out like what works and how do I recover. So, you know, just kind of tweaking that, and you know, trying to listen to my body and maybe just try some new, I don't know, vitamins or something. But I learned that from 2020 is that it is possible to shift and change and pivot. It is a challenge though. So thanks for asking.
And did we get what your overall learning lesson from 2020 was? What was that?
I think the lesson was that I was trying to do all my arts, and like I got to keep everything up. I'm like, no, this is not realistic. So
Yeah.
what is it about it that I can really focus on and be happy about that will translate to like when we can go back to the training goals? What is that piece that that I can take with me? And I think it's just a matter of focus.
Awesome. And for you, Amy, so the questions are, what is something that you're looking forward to for 2021, or what goals would you like to set for yourself for 2021? And then for last year, what was the challenge that you overcame? And then also, what's the overall learning lesson that you got from 2020 that you'd like to share with the group?
I'm looking forward to going back to class to jiu-jitsu in 2021. That's really all I want to do. A challenge for 2020, I guess a big one was well, my gym never closed. Like they just kept training, and they were just open and had classes, and there was sort of a lot of posts from the teacher, from the head coach about, you know, just like, oh, look at all these people, they're so strong and dedicated, and that was pretty hard to see. So I guess that was a challenge for me, was staying home and watching other people train. What I learned was, I guess, patience. Yeah, and trying to find a way to train at home without being in the gym. Yeah, I guess all of my things are related to jiu-jitsu. But,
Yeah, well, that's what we're here to share, jiu-jitsu stuff. And yeah, so and those are really great. I think the hardest challenge for me last year was also trying to figure out how to teach people, you know, through this whole interface. And the learning lesson that I got from it was also patience, but also I got to learn to be more myself. So you see, I'm like more of a goofball on camera, and it just like, you know, tries to bring as much energy and love and excitement that I have about what I'm doing, no matter how I'm doing it, right? To still bring that same energy and that same positivity in every medium and every media. So, and that's what I want to continue to do in 2021. I actually have a word for 2021, which is brave, is to be brave in every aspect of my life. So I think being brave with, right now, I have no idea what's going on. I'm like, what is going on? I have no clue. My equipment is gone, whatever. We're going to continue forward and just be brave, because I know that this is a transformation. And I've been undergoing a transformation for like over a year now, like constant transformation. And after each transformation has always been something better, right? So I know that, you know, after destruction comes something that's really built, that's really amazing. So it may be different, and we might feel like a nostalgic feeling and missing things that were old, but what's new is going to be really grand as well. So we just gotta keep space for that. All right, so we're going to, it looks like this is all who's gonna join us for today. We're gonna focus more on technique today, wrestling technique. So I'm going to be looking at you guys, your stance, how you're moving in your stance, and also we'll go over a few shots and just try to build you guys up to actually having a good session doing shadow wrestling, right? So we want to get those feet firing, we want to get that explosive movement, and I want you guys to think and bring that aggressiveness out of you. So I'm trying to get my camera to face me more. So yeah, so I'm in here. I feel like one of my cameras looks like I have a virtual background. It's kind of weird. It's like I'm not really there, but I am. So let's start out with just some warm-up exercises. So we're just gonna do, make sure like I'm not in the camera. We're gonna start off with like some toe reaches. So you're gonna step your foot forward, reach for your toes just to straighten your hamstrings, squeeze your butt forward, and step forward again. Reach for your toes, squeeze your butt forward, and step forward. And hamstrings are actually a huge part of a lot of injuries that we might not know that we're having, but tight hamstrings and hamstrings that are healthy, quote unquote, can lead to knee injuries and also groin issues too. So when you're doing this exercise, you'll feel, if you step forward, you'll feel the pull in the back of your legs in one way, but as soon as you start to change the angle, so instead of going straight forward, I'm gonna now step out to the side a little bit and lean. You'll start to feel a little bit more of an inner stretch, which is what you want, right? You kind of want to get all of the different parts of our hamstrings. So we have 3 muscles in the back of our legs that make up our hamstrings. We have one on the outside, one on the inside, and one in the middle. All right, so we have those. Now we're going to do some quad dynamic stretches. So you're going to step forward, stretch your quad, and then step out. And this is also going to challenge your balance. Right here. Stretch your quad, come back. Stretch. Step forward. Stretch. Right. Now we're going to challenge our feet. So you guys are gonna see me bring in a lot of, even though I don't do ballet, we're gonna bring in some ballet movements into our work because feet strength transfers into overall leg strength. A lot of injuries that we have in jiu-jitsu happen in the feet too. So we're going to step forward and then just roll to our toes, heel toe, and really roll up, roll up, roll up. All right, so we're walking heel toe, roll up, heel toe, roll up, heel toe, roll up, heel toe, roll up. And then we're gonna do this. So in one spot, just in place. Boom. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then both together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then roll them out. Roll out those feet. All right, and get into, what's it? This is kind of a demi point, and then point all the way. So we're on the top of the knuckles of our feet, back and then down, up, back, down, and then switch. Down, up, demi point, over the tops of our knuckles, and then back down. All right, okay, so let's start off with stance, just breaking down stance real quick. So you want to create the box. So both of our feet is going to be on the top and the bottom corners of the box, and our back foot is not going to be on its toes. We're going to be on our instep, okay? So we're kind of creating an L shape, or like we're standing on the corner of the box, okay? So we're here, one foot has the top of the corner, the other one has the back corner. And then from here, we're going to squat down, and I want you guys to squat low enough where your hands can just kind of raise over the floor, and your chest is going to be up, okay? So let me do that again. I'm going to see if we can get, you can get a side view angle for me a little bit better. Side one angle. There we go. So here, top view, bottom view, boom. And then we bend our legs, okay? So you see my chest is still relatively upright. You don't want to be getting your head over your toes, all right? If your head is over your toes, that means people can start pulling you forward. So you need to keep your head centered between your legs, and we're just dropping, okay? And you don't necessarily want to feel like you're surfing too much. So you're not going to be, if you can see, you guys can't really see the lines in the mat, but if you can see the line on the mat a little bit, my feet are not on the same line, okay? So I'm actually going to use this one tatami mat here, and you can see this is the top of the corner of the mat. I don't want to be too wide, and this is the bottom corner of the mat, right? So if this is a box, right, this is how I'm standing. And I might even step back just a little bit. So I want to be a little bit more here for me, right? And then I'm going to squat down, okay? So you want to feel relatively balanced here, like you can move relatively fluidly in all different directions. So with that being said, I'm going to have you guys stay in just one place for a few seconds. We're going to be here in our stance, staying in our stance, and I want you to fire your feet as fast as you can for 30 seconds. All right, so I'm going to start our timer. You know what? I'll just put this one on so you guys can see. All right. here. Staying low, staying low, staying low. Stay low. Almost there, 10 seconds. Going. 3, 2, 1, time. We'll do that again. So we'll go about 15 seconds. Try and stay low. A little shake out. Place this camera so you guys can see me from the side here. 2, 1, low, fire your feet. Fire your feet. Stay low. Stay low. Fire fast, fast, fast. Fast. Move, move, move. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Right? So you can kind of feel your legs fire. And it's cold here. So really getting everything to warm up. All right, now we're gonna kind of do some football movements. So we're still gonna keep it for 15 seconds. I'm gonna face one camera, then I'm gonna face this camera, this camera, this camera. So we're gonna be firing feet, firing feet, firing feet, firing feet, and we're gonna constantly be moving, right? So you kind of want to make like a circle as you guys are moving around. Can't really see that, it's too big so far. Let me switch these cameras around. This one's gonna go here. I'm gonna see guys. This one's here. Am I still frozen?
One of them's frozen. The close-up one's frozen.
Yes. I'm frozen still, right?
Just the 4 elements one is.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. The one to your left.
Okay.
Will-
I'm gonna still move around.
Oh, they're both 4 elements.
Trying to move around. So you guys, is it caught up?
The one that's showing your side is the one to your face is frozen. Oh, now you're gone. Poop.
Wow, stretching time, I guess.
Oh my gosh, those football thingies kill me. Jen, I ate all of your cookies in like 24 hours. They're so good. I couldn't stop.
Am I back?
You're back.
Okay.
Your audio. Here we go.
I don't know why it's not showing the other camera right now. I only see you, Michelle.
Oh, we're all here.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm gonna have you guys go. So I can see Michelle. I can't see everybody else for whatever reason.
If Amy and Jen, if you unmute, you might be able to see.
Can you see me now?
Testing. Hello.
Okay, we're back.
We're back.
All right. So, fire feet. We're gonna start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire. Right? Fire. Switch direction. Fire. Switch directions, fire. Switch directions, fire. Switch directions, fire. Switch directions, fire. Switch. Switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. So, for what I'm seeing, Jennifer, you need to drop your butt just a little lower. Okay? I'm gonna have you guys do this again, and I'm gonna watch you so I can like see your technique a little bit better. The issues that I have that I'm trying to correct within you guys is not bending my knees enough, right? So this is a jujitsu thing. We want to stay more upright. We think this is okay, but it's not, because this is, if I put my hands up all the way like this, you can see from my hands all the way to the bottom of the ground how much space somebody has to just really drop and get in, right? So if you see my hands up, I'm just putting my hands up so you guys can see, and then I really drop my butt down low. See how much less space there is for somebody to drop and get in. Like, you have to be really super low, right? And you can bring your back leg probably back a little, no, not too much more, Michelle. It's gonna be a little bit wider than your striking stance. Just a little bit wider than your striking stance wrestling. Yeah, that's a good stance. All right, so we're gonna go again. I'm gonna start you guys in 10 seconds. All right, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire feet, go, fire feet, fire feet, fire feet, switch directions, fire feet, switch directions. Drop your butt a little bit more, Amy. Drop your butt more, Jennifer. Get lower, Jennifer. Get lower, Jennifer. 5, switch, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right? Yeah, that's the leg endurance that we need. So now we're gonna work on driving off of our back leg, okay? So for driving off of our back leg, we're gonna be down low in here. And let's just do in and out for now, because I want you guys to feel that kind of like that springy motion. If you go back and forth, you can really feel yourself, push yourself back and forth and really start to get out of that sluggish movement that happens from being super relaxed in jiu-jitsu, right? We can get super, and I'm not saying that's bad, it's not bad, it's just a different feel. So we need to have build a little bit more variety in the different looks and energies and feels that we have when we're grappling or we're fighting. So we have like a more relaxed energy, right? That's a little bit more playful. And then you want to get, how here, a little bit more fast, sharp, quick, aggressive, bullyish like movements to actually build that capacity to have it when you need it. If you don't try to build that capacity at all, you won't have it when you actually need to use it. Doesn't mean you use it all the time. It just means you use it when you actually need it. So we'll do this together for 15 to 30 seconds to see how tired we all get. And we want to see if this will work where you guys can actually see me. I can see you. Okay, yeah, we're gonna be down here. All right, so we're down low, all right? And then we're just gonna go back and forth. Let's count to 10. So we go 1, 2, every time forward is 1, all right? So we'll hear, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, let's go to 20, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, now I'm gonna watch you guys do it because it's not gonna be helpful for me to just do it because I can't see you. So I'm gonna watch you guys do it and I'm gonna give you some feedback as you're moving. Okay, so do 20 again. And down low in your stance. Get lower, Michelle, drop your leg, bend your legs more. There you go, and go. 1, 2, 3. Drive off your back leg, Jennifer and Jennifer and Michelle, drive off your back leg. So your back leg should be moving. You should bring your back leg, bringing your back leg with you. There you go, better. 1, 2, drop your butt, Michelle, you're coming out your stance. 3. And time. So this is how you know, Amy, you're doing good. Only thing I would say is, because you're moving quickly, it's not gonna be really a moment for you to kind of like get that grounded in that back leg, but just know that when you are moving, you will have to, because you don't wanna be completely on that front leg, because that's when you can get taken down, because this is your only point of base. But for the purposes of the drill, like what you're doing is fine, right? Because we're pushing off that, we're pushing between this leg and that leg, this leg and that leg, right? And we don't want to get too static, right here. So that's fine. Just know that when you do wrestle, you want to still kind of be able to get grounded in that back leg at some point. So we'll do like a double jab after this one, but we're just gonna go back and forth for now. For Michelle and Jennifer, we're gonna do this again. We're all gonna do this again. You're gonna have to bring that back leg with you and stay in your stance. Because as you're moving, you came up higher and higher and higher, which is the tendency that happens because we're not used to being down low like that. Yeah, and you feel your quads. Especially we did that leg workout on Thursday, Michelle, so you're probably really feeling it. So the leg workout here, boom, staying low the entire time. Try to feel your chest bounce off your front leg, right? If your chest isn't bouncing off your front leg, that's probably an indicator that you are coming out your stance. Okay, so we're gonna do 20 more. And then we'll do a double jab. I call it double jab. That's the best descriptor for it because wrestling movement transfers really well to striking. And so that motion of like boom is very similar to, you know, that was my jab. I was a southpaw, but it's very similar to the motion you would be doing in striking. Okay, ready? 20 in your stance and go. 1, there you go, 2, 3, 4, more sharp movements, Amy, 5, 6, sharper, 7, 8, 9, 10, there you go, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, come back as fast as you're going forward. Yeah, 18, 19, and 20, good, and rest. Good, good. That was looking better. It's looking better. So now let's try a double jab. So this is like, it's just called a double jab. It's not a double jab. This is like it's almost like a feint, right? Because you want to get somebody off to come out their stance, either circle away from you or come out their stance. They're like, oh shit, somebody's coming into my leg, and they get kind of stunned, or they get super low. They get too low or they get too high, right? So this feint that you're going to do and you're going to add to your movement is going to add to that. It's also going to add to the sharpness of your step, the sharpness of your ability to move in your wrestling stance. So it's just a double jab. So you're here, boom, 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 right? Stutter step. And you can even use your hands if that helps you, like come forward, like here. Because in reality, when you're doing this, most likely you're going to be attacking the person's upper body to attack their posture. So you're either going to be snapping their head down as you're doing this, right? You can be just straight up plugging somebody side to side as you're doing this, right? So that using your hands will help feed the motion because it's your whole body that's going to get you in it, not just your legs. All right, so I'm going to do this one with you, and then I'm going to watch you guys. All right, so we'll do it in 5 seconds. Timer's still going. So starting at 55, 4, 3, 2, 1, double jab, right? Boom, boom, and you can get yourself. And don't just go forward. Try different angles, different directions, right? So I might be going left, I might be going right. I'm just staying forward in the camera so you guys can see me. Trying to remember to stay low, keep my chest bouncing off of my legs. 3, 2, 1, and come out of it. Yeah. What is that? Oh. Now, okay. So I'm going to observe you guys. We're going to go, I'll give you about 10 seconds from now. Right? Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down on your stance and go. Double jab. Drive off your back leg so it's not a hop. Jennifer, you really want to drive. Use your whole body. Yeah. You get lower, Michelle, you're getting high. You're getting high, 2 striking. 2, 1, and down. Okay, rest. So what I'm seeing from some of you is more of a hop, right? So you're kind of hopping. I can't even recreate it too much, but it's more of like a hop, like a bunny rabbit, like my snowflake, right? And when you hop versus drive, that means that both your feet are leaving the ground at the same time, or one of your feet is leaving the ground. And that is not what we want. We want to drive. So a hop creates this angle, right? So we're creating more of an arc. And a drive is like more straight, so it's forward motion. We're just going straight forward. Our energy isn't doing this, it's doing this, right? So learning how to really drive off that back leg. And that's why we did that first drill, just drive and bring our back leg with us, okay? So we're driving and we're not just, there's a difference between doing this, right? See how my back leg stays in place versus doing this and bringing my back leg with me, right? So here, I have to bring my back leg with me. And Michelle, you know this from striking, and I'm learning this from striking too. Sometimes like I'll be here and I'll punch, and then I will like drive off that back leg just like how I would strike, but then my leg's still back here. And I'm like, oh, now I want to kick, but I'm like, oh shit. You know, you can't because your base is going way too wide, and then you can't drive up and kick with that back leg, right? So it's the same thing in wrestling. If your leg is too far back, and what we're doing now is just setup, right? Setup, people think, oh, we're gonna set up our shot, set up our shot. Set up a shot doesn't always mean something fancy, like, oh, we're going into an arm drag, into like a snap down, and then that whole snap down will feed us into the single leg. No, setup sometimes is just motion. It's motion feeding motion, right? So your motion of like fainting into the person will create and elicit a reaction that is going to set you up for the leg, right? So whether you're here, you're boom, you're shedding up, and the person's like, either they change stance and now they fed you that lead leg, now you can step into it. Or again, like I was saying, it's helping you get heavy on that head. So now your footwork will translate into your ability to distribute weight onto the person. And then you can start snapping them down, right? But none of that is going to happen if your ability to stay in base, it gets compromised, right? So when we're here, we're driving, we need to bring our back leg with us and be able to stay in base as we're moving, right? Boom, boom, stay in base as you're moving. So let's do, I'm gonna have you guys mix it up. Okay, so the first one, I'm gonna have you guys go for time for about 30, 40 seconds. For you, I want you to just feel it, and then double jab into it, okay? All right, ready? We're gonna start in 15 seconds. Yeah, it's gonna say 45 for he. So 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah. A little bit more aggressiveness off your drive, Jennifer. Just keep moving. There you go, Amy. Try to stay in stance, Amy. Yeah, get lower, Michelle, so you can bounce your chest off your front leg. In 3, 2, 1, and rest. Yeah, we'll do that one more time. It's better, it's looking better. All right. So another motion I'm gonna add for you guys is going to be the turn the wheel, right? So turn the wheel is, I'm really engaging this lat. I'm doing this kind of motion where it's like I'm here and I'm getting my legs out of the way, right, as I'm moving, but I still have to stay in stance. So this would be like you have inside ties, right? So usually you're gonna be clubbing the head one side, boom, and moving, clubbing the head and moving, right? If you have the gi, right, if you're having the gi, this top arm will be pulling. If you're doing no gi, which I often do, your top hand is most likely going to be clubbing because there's no way you're going to be able to grab onto a tricep, or really the head. You could, you're going to be pulling that head down and snapping it down and pulling it down, right? So you have different motions. So you can think of it having the gi and doing this. You can think of having the head and really pulling the head down and doing it. You can think about clubbing the head. So if you club the head, you're going to be going in the opposite direction, right? So I'm going to be leading myself in the direction that I'm clubbing, right? So you kind of have to visualize your attachment to the person as you're doing the stroke. So I'll do this with you, and then I'm going to observe. All right, so the time is kind of good. We'll start in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and here, boom, boom, boom. We're just gonna do circle, 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 circling, 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 and time. Okay? Right? Now I'm going to observe. Okay, so we got about 10 minutes left in class today. All right. So we're here. Starting in 15 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. There you go. Stay lower, Jennifer, get lower. Get lower, Michelle. Yeah. Drop your butt a little bit more, Amy. Good, good, good. Better. 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, so the connection, this connection is what we need, right? So it's gonna be this pulling motion. And let's, I don't know, hopefully I have a lot here to show you guys right now. But I think we have like, let me see if this camera doesn't shut off on you guys. I want to bring it on to the other side of the gym. Hopefully it stays. Okay, so I have these ropes here, right? I'm gonna attach this jump rope to this bag. And this is actually a drill Kelly would have you do a lot. So you want to find the attachment of your body to your lat to what you're pulling to, right? So this engagement of, it's gonna feel a little weird because this is better with an elastic band, right? But you wanna be able to pull. So we're here, we're gonna start in a stretch position, right? So you can feel your whole lat on stretch. And then you wanna be able to pull and swing your whole body through. So you think of it like when you were a kid and you used to swing around on those volleyball, those tetherball poles, right? And you just pull yourself and swing yourself around, right here, boom, 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 boom. And that's the pulling motion that you want to feel. It's not, when people talk about lat engagement, sometimes we really feel like, oh, I really need to feel my lat flex. Really, it's going to be a sensitivity thing, right? So that's why we have these workouts on Saturday, because we do like the dumbbell rows, and the more mindful you are when you're lifting, the more mind muscle connection you're feeling in that area. So you don't really feel like you really need to overly flex. You're like, you can have the awareness, I feel my lat firing, I feel my lat actually engaging with tension and not feeling it, right? So if you guys do have you might not have an elastic band. If you do, that would be great. If you don't, try grabbing your jiu-jitsu belt, tie a knot on it, and then like close it in the door, just like how we do with our, when I have you guys do those inverted rows, and then you can just throw your gi on through the loop. And you can do the same motion with your gi. So I want you guys to feel that feeling. I'm not sure if you have a setup like that for you, Amy. Yeah, you have a band. So is that a band, Michelle? I can't see.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, if you have a band, that's probably best. If you don't, you can like use my rig setup with the belt and the gi. The only difference is there's no slack. You're not gonna have any slack in your gi. So don't think of hopping, Michelle. you want to think of like your lat. How can I describe it? It's like your lat is on stretch, and then you're contracting it down to the point where you're transferring energy from your hand all the way to your hip to your feet. If that makes sense. So we're going to finish off with just that movement, 3 sets of 10 left and right, and then we'll just call it a day. And you don't need to be crouched for this. You don't need to be crouched. You don't need to be crouched. I want you to just stay upright. You can stay upright, and I want you to see your whole lat on stretch, and then pull it down. Ah, yeah, you got it. You might need to put like a weight on the end of it, Amy, so it doesn't slide when you pull it. That's something heavy, 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 heavy. And then, yeah, just put that band up high. You guys can go on your own. I'm just gonna watch you. You don't have to, we don't all have to do it together. Yeah, maybe step back a little bit more, Amy, so you can really feel that stretch in your lat. You can really feel it. Yeah. And then pull your elbow down to your hip. Still, oh. Make sure you're moving your feet, Michelle. So you still want to be like doing this and then moving your feet. So it's like the pull is moving your feet out of the way. Right? And when you're snapping somebody down, when you're pulling them to where you are, but you can't stand there because you're gonna pull them into your legs. So you have to move out the way and get the greater angle, get the superior angle, right? And then, okay, so check out my feet work, Michelle. So just, you want to think of your hips and your feet now. So you can like let go of the band, and I want you to think of like, I'm going from this box and then skipping to that box. So it's like a shuffle step even. Like, so it's a boom, boom. I can't do the other side, that's good, it's so funny. Boom, and then boom, right? So I'm like really moving at my hips. My hips are changing the angle too. So you try it with just feet, no band yet, Michelle. And then Jennifer, step in the middle. I am assuming you're doing it with the band, but I can't see you. So let's do the footwork and hip work too, which I think is gonna be really beneficial to you. So same thing with Michelle. If you can see me in the long camera, I'm gonna be, and right now I'm in one box, I'm not sure if you can see the line, and I'm gonna use my hips, right? So my hips are gonna go boom, 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 and it's a shuffle step. So I'm replacing my lead leg with my back leg, right? And then once you get that motion with your hips and your feet, how your hips and your feet can transfer, then you'll be able to add your hands. So just do just the footwork in the center of the camera for me, and then I can see you. Yeah, yep. And you can stand upright, you don't have to be in your stance.
It's just a shuffle?
Yeah, just a shuffle. Yeah, so you can be upright. You don't have to be in your stance. I want you to like really use your hips more. More hip, more hip. What is this? Hula. I'm trying to think. Is it salsa do this a lot? I don't know. So salsa. Think in like Polynesian dance, they do like a lot of like hip movement, and they do like this hip switch. So like that ability to move your hip is what's going to drive your your legs. And you can even see when I in my feet in the camera, like my feet kind of change angles just by me switching my hips, switching my hips, switching my hips, right? So it's that motion here with your hips that's getting you to get into that, right? So it's a little bit more hip motion. More hip, Jennifer, more hip. Ooh, we need to do a few more seconds, and then I need your vote after this. More hip, Jennifer. Boom, boom. That's this. All right, and time. So I am seeing that we all need some more hip motion. Give me a thumbs up if you would like to next Saturday focus on a mobility section to really open up our hips, or if you want to do another workout or a combination of the both. So you can put it, yeah, we'll do 3. You can do 3. So 1 is, you don't have to say it in the camera. 1 would be just mobility, 2 would be just a workout, 3 would be combination of workout and mobility. 3, and then Mamie's like 2, I just want to work out. Okay, well, the compromise will be 3 then. Well, because I'm seeing that you guys really need to open up, and don't feel shame. This is me. This is still me, but it's been helpful. My striking coach is like, he's Polynesian, he's Filipino, and he would say like at his house they do like a lot of Polynesian dances, and I was like trying to move my hips. He's like, just move your hips, not your head. And I was like, I can't hula hoop. He's like, I can see why, because you're not moving your hips right, right? So it's like the same thing for me, but like a lot of the motions that we've been doing for kicking. Have you been doing a lot of kicking, Michelle? Like do you do a lot of kicking? Just some? So go back into your kicking exercises. That'll help us for next week and just your overall, especially with all the leg workouts we've been doing. It'll help you to get that range back into your hips. And I'm seeing that, Jennifer too, you really need to work on your hip mobility. Get like all the space in all that hip socket and your glutes, and also your lower back. That's going to be part of your abs too, so that you can get a lot of this, get your hips moving so you can actually see the motion to your feet. So that's what we'll do. We'll do a combination of mobility and a workout next Saturday. Thank you guys for joining me. Do you guys have any questions or comments for today?
Thank you so much, Coach. You're so thoughtful, and I really appreciate that you kind of touched in with us. And
Sorry.
you're able to adapt with us, and on the fly, and you touch in with us, and without your equipment today, I still feel like killer sweaty and tired. So
Yay, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all. Let's check in with Amy.
I just wanted to say I really like Goofy Vaughn. So.
Thank you. I like being Goofy Vaughn too. Love you guys. Jennifer, checking in with you. How you feeling today? What's the word?
Yeah, this is a really good entry into the new year.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. I wanted to start it off right. So I don't do for New Year's Eve. I actually, I'm old now, so I don't be partying like I used to. So but I still am very much about community. And so New Year's Eve, I was with my girlfriends, and we just did crafts and set our intentions. And then New Year's Day, I'm like, absolutely no one. I don't want to be with anybody. I just want to be at the house and just rest, because we have the whole year to grind. And that really helps me give a whole lot to you guys, and I just love it. So Monday, I will see you guys. Our new focus for jiu-jitsu now is going to be back management and back control. I hope to see you guys on Monday with your dummies. I will still have Barry and hopefully I'll get a dummy soon in January, so we can really be working on it. Oh, one more thing. So I will be in Monday, but the following Monday, I'm having health procedures, so Molly is going to sub for me on the 11th. Right, so everything is going to be still going on. So I will see you guys Monday. Have a great rest of your weekend. Love you guys. Bye for now.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks,
You're
Mom.
welcome.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.